Let us solve question number 14. When neopentyl alcohol is heated an acid, it's slowly converted into 85:15 mixture of alkene A and B respectively. What are these alkenes? Okay, so let us do this question very quickly, guys. What is neopentyl alcohol? Neopentyl alcohol is CH3C. So there will be a neo group. Okay, so from this what we are doing, we are removing the OH. Okay, so it's undergoing dehydration, right? It's undergoing what? It is treated with an acid, so it is undergoing dehydration. So take a note of it. Okay, as a carrier of dehydration, you are removing this OH, right? Okay, as H2O, so that is lost, and this methyl group will shift over here. That is 1,2 methyl shift will take place. So what we'll get, we will get, so there will be 1,2 methyl shift. So as 1,2 methyl shift takes place, what we will get? We will get a carbocation, that is CH3C plus CH2 CH3, and here also we'll have a CH3. Now I have to prepare two products from here. So what will be the two products? One will be by Sedgwick's rule of elimination and the other will be by the Hoffman's rule of elimination. So what will I get? According to Sedgwick's rule, I will remove hydrogen from CH2. So this will give you CH3C double bond CH CH3. So this will be a major product which will be 85% because this reaction will follow Sedgwick's elimination. If you are talking about Hoffman, so you will remove hydrogen from CH3. So this will give you this product which is only 15%, guys. Okay, so these are your two products. This is 85%, this is 15%. So answer is option 4, guys. Okay, so is this clear to everyone? Yes, any doubts in this? Okay, it is easy, just that you have to take care of 1,2 methyl shift and all. Okay, so let us move on to the next question. Let us solve question number 15. So what is this? The number of isomers possible for PTE and NO2 twice. Which type of complex is this? This will be a square planar complex size. Okay, so if you are looking at a square planar complex, so we will have PT which is bonded to NO2, right? So there are two NO2 groups which are bonded over here, and we have ethylene diamine. So we have two NH2 groups attached over here. Now if I know correctly, NO2 is what? NO2 is a ambidentate ligand. So NO2 can form a bond from nitrogen. It can also form a bond from oxygen. So the other isomer of this would be ONO, and O bonded to PT. O bonded to PT. On the other side, you will have NH2, that is ethylene diamine, right? What would be any other possibility over here? I can have one ONO and I can have the other as NO2. Yes, that is also possible. So the third isomer would be ONO and NO2 bonded to PT, and here I'll have ethylene diamine as it is. So how many isomers I have drawn? I have drawn 3 isomers. So the answer is option 1. Answer is option 1. There are 3 isomers possible. Okay, let us solve question number 16. So P on treatment with Br2 FeBr3 in CCl4 produced a single isomer C8H7O2Br, while heating P with soda lime gave toluene. The compound P is, let us look at the options we have, guys. Okay, so these are the options available to us. Now if I look at option 3, what I can do is I can start the solution with option 3. There is a reason for that, guys, because if I carry out bromination of this, okay, the only possibility where bromine can go is at ortho to CH3 and meta to COOH. Okay, so I carry out bromination of this. Okay, so so this will give you COH, CH3, and at the ortho position of CH3 you will have a Br. You take this compound and you treat it with soda lime, that is NaOH and CaO. What you will get? What we'll get? We will get toluene, guys, right? So the answer is very simple. Okay, so answer is option 3, guys. Answer is option 3. Okay, so I hope you have understood this. See, if you take 1 and 2, there is a possibility of getting 2 isomers with bromine. Okay, for the fourth one you can get 2 isomers with bromine. That's why the answer is option 3, guys. Okay, let us go on to question number 70.